Hello, you lazy people that don't want to play guitars twice. Now, some of you, hi, Henning here. Some of you might know the KMA endgame. Looks like so. It's the perfect solution for anyone that wants this thing at the end of their pedal board, and then you've got headphone outs and Bluetooth something and IR loading and XLR out and quarter-inch out, and also a double tracker, which can be nice if you're a lazy fuck who doesn't want to double track guitars. Well, in the studio, that's what I do. And I still will do that because I like playing guitar. So if you play it twice, it's double the fun. But there are reasons to buy a thing like a double tracker that is a shortcut. If you are not super precise and you're not a seasoned guitar player like I am, who can play things exactly the same way, and studio time is of the essence and expensive, and the lads are sitting around waiting for you to nail your parts and you can't, well, with the double tracker, you play it once and you're done. Also, live, you don't exist twice. Now, your band might have two guitar players, that's reasonable, that can be, but maybe not. Maybe you're in a power trio. And you know what? Even if there's two guitar players, the other guy's playing a solo, playing cleans, you might want to be thicker. Now, I eat to do that, and I'm very successful at it, but it's a fat joke. I need to lose weight. But if you want fatter, wider sounds, a double tracker might be in your future. And the Geminus from KMA is such a double tracker, which is exactly the same one that is in the endgame with some added things. So we'll look at it. We're recording a whole track with it. We're recording it in the track with actual double track guitars, and we're going to see how it holds up. First, we'll take it out of the box. And secondly, as we always do, we're going to have some product shots and a little bit of a glimpse of what it can sound like. Okay, here is, as promised, the full track dedicated to the double tracking genius of the Geminus. Okay, now, really, because there isn't that much to show you, we're going to do a quick run-through of the pedal. This is what it looks like. It's standard pedal form. It's gold, like a gold top. Don't know why, but okay. It has 2 single jack inputs, top-loaded. I do not understand why. 2 here, 2 there, because it is clearly a stereo pedal, and it really, I cannot stress this enough. Yes, it has a mono mode, I get it. But double tracking means you have a guitar on the left and you have one that is played slightly, not exactly like it. As close as you can, but pitch and timing, so pitch and timing needs to vary a little bit to give it that wididity. You cannot, trust me, kids, I've been doing this for many years, just copy the guitar on another track and pan it. What happens is when you then sum it to mono, which might happen on a phone or something, those guitars are gone. If you digitally sum them together, they will cancel each other out. You also do not get more wideness. The second guitar has to be different. The best way to do that, I reiterate, is playing it, because it's also the most fun way of doing it. But there are reasons to use this. Live, time crunch, all that. So you have to use it in stereo, but it has those TRS inputs and outputs, which, I told them this already, is bugging me a little bit that a cable isn't provided. Now I get it, there are pedals, Strymon pedals and many others where you have stereo inputs and stereo outputs and it is handled through a TRS. Well, on those pedals, I would argue that stereo output is optional. If you don't run them in stereo, you still can have a lot of fun with it. This, if it's not run in full stereo, is really missing the point. So you have to run it in stereo, which is why I don't understand why they didn't give it at least mono input that can be switched to stereo, but then on this side, for example, 2 outputs. I know it wouldn't all be top-loaded, but I would have liked to see just 2 outputs. When you're ordering it, get yourself, I think these are Thomann cables, the Snake or something. Get yourself something like this. TRS to 2 mono jacks. You can also get them with plugs. There's different options, but then the cable length is the cable length. Here, with this adapter, you use your own patch cables and make it as long as you want. So as you can see, I have a bunch of these, and right now I have one of them plugged in the back, which is a longer one with jacks, and that's going into my Apollo X4. So the setup that we have here on the table, I've got an anti from UA, which is full stereo, but we're not using it that way. We're running it in mono. Cab, everything comes out, gets made into stereo, goes into the interface. This is really the setup. This thing and then the Geminus. And hugeness can be had. So on the Geminus, how wide? Full stereo or not, and there's a notch in the middle. Okay, I don't really see many reasons to not have it there, but we'll explore. Time, how loose, right there, I think, and how tight do you want it? Depends on the riffing you do. Also for solos, really cool. Zakk Wylde doubles his solos to give it that chorusy effect. Very difficult to really nail that. He's a pro. For me it's there, for you it's there. Can use that. And then level, this would be more you. This is 50-50. And this would be more of the artificial double. Stereo to stereo is what you want when you go in stereo and go out stereo. Don't use that when you go in mono. Doesn't work. I tried. I mean, it works, but not the desired effect. So this is for synthesizer people. Synthesizer. And for synthesizer, it's actually really cool. So you can use this for a lot more stuff than just the guitar. But we're not using that. That would be flippity up. We're going in mono, stereo out. That's what you want. Mono. Yeah, it'll probably be a bit wider, but likely more of a chorus effect than anything else. Do we really want to try that? I don't think so, because that's not the idea. So mono to stereo is what we want. In a pinch, go mono to mono, but you want the stereo output, which also means you have to consider the setup, which means live, on stage, you're going into, no shit, 2 amps. It's not great. Who wants to carry 2 amps? Do you have 260 505s or whatever? Well, luckily, you can use an anti or some kind of modeler and put this behind it. And modelers sometimes do have double trackers, but as good as this, you decide. If you want to be a bit creative, you can modulate the signal a little bit, kind of put a bit of chorus thingy on it, or modulate it even more. Great for the soloing, great for the cleans, great for the synth people. When you're riffing heavy, stay in the middle, okay? So I'm going into the anti now. It's going to be not a pretty clean sound, really isn't. It's really just not great. Because that's really not what it's made for. It really does the job. Let's immediately play with some of that modulation because we're in clean. So now we're not wide anymore. It's a nice chorus. That's really how you want it. That's really how I want it, let's put it that way. So that's going to be wider, but not as rhythmically precise. So if you're doing genty, gent, 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 get it more to the tidy left. Lefty, tidy, righty, widey. For all purposes, stay in the middle. Let's see. That's more actually what I'm doing. That's me. I don't know how to play. Now we're adding, well, the modulation is there. Yeah, there should be almost no difference. And this is now the, not me. Why would you want that? Well, you could, and this is why mono to mono is actually relevant, you could go directly into amp 1 if you're crazy about bypass and trueness and stuff like this. True. And then go into this to only create the double. So you're splitting before the pedal. You go into amp 1, split it up, go into this thing, mono to mono, and crank up so that it's only the double, and go into amp 2. That's a possibility, and that's why you would want that. But we're going on stereo. And kind of at the end of what we're going to show you, other than, you know, heavy shit. It's almost no fun without it. Now, of course, if you're one of those nutsos that are listening to this video on the crapper with your phone, you're likely not getting the stereo. You might have to actually sit in front of get this, stereo. Or maybe in the car, or maybe in front of a computer with stereo speakers, or guess what? Headphones, earbuds. You have to experience this in stereo. On the toilet, which is, I know that's where you are. How do I know that? Just beside the point. You're not getting the full effect. And that is it. This is an easy video for me. This is the Geminus. Well, minus the 2 days I spent writing that track. It does the job really well, but you have to know the compromises or the hoops you have to jump through, like bringing 2 amps or having some kind of setup that will allow you to go front of house in stereo and all this. The stereo-ness has to be there. But then you're bringing the full house down with a wall of sound. That's what that's for. The wall of sounding. Getting into the studio and out of the studio quicker because you don't have money. Or your guitar player can't cut it when it comes to double tracking, then get this. I will still double track guitars the old fashioned way because it's fun. But sometimes there might be a reason where I go like, oh no, I can only pull this riff off once. Geminus is there to help. I put links below. Please use them. Thanks to ADG and Enrico for entrusting me with this video. Subscribe to the channel, because that's relevant to me, not to you. It does nothing for you other than you get to see beautiful videos of a guy in sexy shirts. So please do that. Really, really, please. And animals at the end.
But just wants too much when you can spend on love.